Hello, friends. Hi, my name is Aura Vasquez, and I want to welcome you to my space and my virtual town hall meetings. I dedicated this space for us to learn from each other, to learn together from the speakers, from people with incredible ideas, and with some other companies that can bring us some new technology that we can learn from. This week, in the face of the, again, surge of COVID-19 cases all around California and around the world, I wanted to dedicate this space to have a conversation about COVID-19. What are the latest research? What are some of the practical ways where we can protect ourselves and our families? And also learn about new technologies that are being utilized to fight COVID-19. So for that, today I have invited a company called Macoma, and they are an environmental technology, and specifically Dr. Ezekiel, who is going to be talking to us about this very interesting technology that I just recently learned from, and that I wanted him to come and share with us what is it about. So hello, Dr. Martin, how are you?
Hello, Ara. Thank you very much. You can call me Ezekiel. It's great.
Okay, fantastic. So I will call you Ezekiel. So tell us about who you are and your credentials.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. And yes, of course, my name is Ezekiel Martin, originally from Argentina, so you can take the slight accent. So, but passion, aviation, many courses around my life, but a PhD in philosophy. But the main goal, my main concern was always sustainability. Even if as a pilot, in certain way, I pollute the air with airplanes, but our inventor is doing a great job in ameliorating that. So the inventor of this special, fantastic Leticia product is it's sorry about that. So the inventor is Dr. Jan Prohaska, originally from the Czech Republic, great inventor, over 200 patents around the world. Uh, so he is um, uh, a very passionate in solving problems with what we are living through right now. At the beginning, it was air pollution mainly for indoor and outdoor. I got several courses, and even though we create a course for U.S. Green Building Council, to mention all of them is too many. So, over 60 special courses for the U.S. Green Building Council and the American Institute of Architects.
I see. So
yeah,
this is something that you. I'm getting some feedback somewhere. So this is something that did you were in aviation, and then suddenly you made this switch to working with this inventor who founded Macoma. So tell us a little bit about what Macoma is.
Macoma Environmental Technologies. By the way, I never left aviation. I still fly. I'm flying for the U.S. Air Force Auxiliary, and but it's a passion. We can talk one day in the future. But yes, Macoma in environmental technologies was created to support all the nanotechnologies. But the one that called my attention personally and our family is the FN-NANO, which is photocatalytic nanotechnology. It's a multifunctional nanotechnology that is blowing basically the mind of many people, such as virus that we are going through right now. That one can be eliminated. Of course, it's ameliorates that, but the virus that is touching the photocatalysis is basically get killed, get eliminated. So Macoma, it was created with that function. It's a coincidence that Macoma is also a shell, a beautiful shell that protect some clams, and but it is for Martin, Cook, and Macunga. So the last three names that we created several years ago with different intentions, always in a sustainable world, helping uh, communities providing sustainable food. But in this case, we are moving and very focused on the FN-NANO photocatalytic coating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess my next question. Let's see. I think I'm getting a feedback from my voice, but well, so we see the increase of COVID-19 cases. We're in a whole new world right now, where our biggest threat is actually being together. Sadly, we are asked to isolate. We are asked to stay home, to wear masks. Yesterday, we had Dr. Nakashi, who spoke to us about the uses of masks and how necessary that is. But there's going to be places where you just can't avoid being around people in close proximity, like schools, hospitals, restaurants, and many other places. So how is your technology working on that, for that?
The technology and the way that is applied on ceilings mainly, because actually viruses, bacteria, because the heat of our body goes up. So at the ceilings, it's easy to catch all of them. So because it's a photocatalysis and the titanium dioxide, which is the main component of our product, so it's an excellent way to support to eliminate all the virus, bacteria, mite excrement, many things. It's a great benefit, including the indoor air quality, helps to purify the air. Then we can talk about outdoor, but for indoor and the coronavirus, we are working really hard because the product at this precise moment, we try to register with the EPA or try to register with the FDA, but they mentioned to us that because it's a product that is called like a green grass, I'm sorry, it's a generally known product, so it's not necessary to register. So many people get confused out there. However, the the product is a real solution. And for example, the Martin Luther King Hospital in Los Angeles, they start to apply that with the main intention to eliminate odors. That was in January this year, 2020. By March, they decided to apply more in different areas. They apply it at the emergency room, and also they apply it at surgical rooms. The result was after they made a test, indoor air quality test, they realized that it was less viruses and less bacteria and great indoor air quality in that room comparing with the other rooms. So for consequently, the vice president of the hospital, this part of the vice president of safety, he is ordering to utilize to the contractor, of course, to utilize more of the product to apply it on the whole entire hospital. This is the first hospital in the United States that is being treated with this beautiful, novel nanotechnology. It's no chemicals, zero harmful for humans and animals.
Tell me more about the aspect of the FN-NANO technology. Number one, I'm curious about why you call it nano. I don't know if maybe it has a scientific explanation for it. So let's just take that first question. What is FN-NANO? Why you call it that, and what is it made of?
Okay, the creation was in Europe, and F for the whole entire world except in US is for photo, F-O-T-O, photo, and an N for nanotechnology. So that's why we call it FN Nano, and it was registered marked as FN, and then Nano, so it's not only FN. I know that one time, and people might laugh, but one time in my mind, innocent, somebody told me, "Are you effing kidding me? And I was thinking, what? No, this is photocatalytic nanotechnology. I haven't realized that. But anyway, besides that, it was funny moment. But I always explain to people that FN stands for photocatalytic nanotechnology. And that's nanotechnology, of course, you can imagine, is the most tiny way of create something like
Yes.
nanomasks, nano this product that is fantastic. If we compare this one with thickness of paint, this one is approximately 20 microns. Paint is approximately 300 microns. So that's the difference. We cannot compare this coating with paint at all because this is just to protect. It goes over the paint and you apply it in a form of painting. It's really easy to do the job, but it has a technique and it has to read the instruction. Not for all the gentlemen that are watching this. Usually, we don't read the instructions. It's important to read it
To read
because
instructions.
if not, we make mistakes. For certain reason, I always have an extra bolt or an extra screw. I was thinking why, so I throw it away. They might know why. So,
So
mhm,
okay, so okay, now I understand why they call it FN-NANO. Now
exactly.
tell me,
And the
what is
components,
it made of?
exactly.
Because a lot of the folks in my audience come from the environmental world, so
That
they're
is
very
beautiful.
accustomed about photovoltaic, solar and such. But maybe don't know about your technology. So tell us, what is it made of, and also, yeah. Let me first start there, because I think I have a couple of other questions, and I think
I
most of
love
the
to
audience have.
answer any question. Yes, and you have a really good question. The product is the main component is titanium dioxide.
Uh-huh.
Is titanium dioxide, we use it on a daily basis in the toothpaste, in the skim milk, and the candies, and sometimes in cosmetics. So it's not harmful at all for humans. Even we consume through different ways, even candies that contain titanium dioxide. So the the product is main components, as I mentioned, is titanium dioxide, and then is purified water, of course. But the titanium dioxide is approximately 80%. So that is a great benefit and contains like a calcium, contains different other elements that are all natural. None of the elements, let me refresh the phrase.
Mhm.
All the elements that the product contains are in our body. So the only one that is not in our body is the titanium dioxide, but however, is a novel material.
Mhm.
It's unique and it has been approved since 1965 as an per the FDA as an food additive. When we see those beautiful cakes that they're super white and remain really good, those contain titanium dioxide, most of them.
Got
So
it. So
the
in that
idea,
way,
yeah,
they're not harmful to people.
no
Because
harmful
I
for
think a
people.
big a big aspect of what this pandemic is bringing us is to think about, number one, we don't have a vaccine. We might have some sort of vaccine for COVID-19 in the future, and in at the beginning of the year, next year, or at the end of this year. But in the meantime, how do we survive? I mean, the show must go on, right?
The
Our
show must go
economy,
on.
our economy is suffering great distress because we can't go to work. A lot of people lost their jobs, and we want to have a sense of normality. And your F-Nano technology and your product, it gives a sense that it might be helpful for that, to kill bacteria and fungus, and also viruses. How is it
Correct.
harmful for people?
For people, it's no harmful at all. So it's uh, the product is a catalyzer. So it needs the UV light from the sunlight or
Uh-huh.
from the conventional UV light pointing towards the ceiling. So it's an excellent way to create the photocatalysis. That's the one that is helping to reduce, to eliminate actually these viruses. I know, and it's very clear, Dr. Prohaska, he mentioned the other day on the European television, that washing our hands is extremely important,
Mhm.
having the mask is extremely important, but sometimes we forget our environment.
Right.
The
The air
National
that we
Institute,
breathe. Right.
the National Institute of Health, they make clear statements since 2012 that photocatalysis or photocatalytic coatings is a great benefit to keep hospitals clean, to keep a great indoor environmental condition. So, and that is so important. And the NIH, the EPA, they know about it. This type of technology is over 100 years already since the very first discovery. And it's always with the intention to have something with no chemicals and helping humans, helping the environment, because this one is zero damage for the environment and
Mhm.
zero damage for human animals and not even insects that they have legs. Nothing like that has any problem. So, uh, but of course, viruses, bacteria, the one that we don't need it and it's harmful for us, they are ameliorated. But when it's touched, it's eliminated.
Yeah, and how is that possible? Because
Okay.
I know that, for example, for humans, and yesterday we were discussing this, and I'm doing a series of COVID-19, and you guys are kind of talking about these new technology solutions. Um, and yesterday, much of it is to come in contact with the virus, and if your body is not strong enough, you get really sick, right? But for a
Right.
lot of us, we have it, but we don't have any symptoms. So how does your product? It's a coating that you put on walls and on ceilings, correct?
It's a coating that we put on walls, ceilings, in interiors, and of course on exteriors. But going back to the interior, something that I forgot to mention, of course, keeping washing our hands, but also keep our immune system strong. That
Yeah.
is another key thing to protect ourselves. But in addition, having this special coating, treating ceilings or walls are a great benefit for humanity in general. Of course, we are working here in the United States, and for certain reason, the state of California is the one that is taking the first steps, like at the Martin Luther King Hospital. It has been done also a gym of Oscar de la Hoya treated with our coating,
Mm-hmm.
and several other institutions, including the Fresno Hospital in Fresno, California. In the state of Nevada, we are moving forward. We have treated a airport, North Las Vegas Airport, 2 years ago, and there's many great comments that they say for certain reason. The manager at the airport, at the restaurant at the airport, he said for certain reason his staff is not getting sick like the way they used to be during the time of flu, even during the time of this pandemic, and
Mm-hmm.
this helps tremendously to reduce, to ameliorate the spread of the viruses. Viruses, odors, many things, because as I mentioned at the beginning, it's a multifunctional coating,
Mm-hmm.
helping many areas. And you asked me one more thing that I would like to refresh the memory.
Yeah.
We mentioned, oh, how it was created.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Prohaska, Jan Prohaska, he created this about 22 years ago. He was first working from his home, doing some experiments, and then in 2012, he got patent in the United States. Then 2014, additional patent, and 2015, an additional patent in regard of the product and different functions. Now we're working on another patent for amelioration of heat to avoid the inland heat that is created when with the buildings. So this one is a great beneficial, and it's been many studies at Berkeley University, Concordia University in Canada, Berkeley University in California. So it's very extensive, all the studies, and what we have in our hands, it's amazing because it's helping humanity. Many people tell me, okay, you're going to be super rich with this. And honestly, my way to be rich is seeing a great community around the world, beginning from where we manufacture or anywhere that is needed, helping humanity in a sustainable way. When you do on exterior walls, it's kind of like having a tiny of trillions trees on the walls. So normally we have a desire to plant trees. If we apply this, when we apply it, we have done in our own building in Las Vegas, and we call it the White House of Las Vegas because it's white. However, it's purifying the air in the surrounding area. And the roof is also treated with this same coating and is helping to reduce the temperatures on the refraction. So when you measure temperatures comparing with another building to this, is approximately 30 up to 50% less. So if we have just round number 100 degrees refraction, then for us it's going to be like around 70. So it's a great thing. So, but going to the coronavirus, this is a wonderful solution. And as a great example, the Martin Luther King Hospital is a renowned hospital in Los Angeles.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a great initiative that they took without, they became the first. And we need to continue with somebody to continue second and third and multiply that because is for the benefit of the employees or the staff, the patients, for offices, the same thing, for public buildings, the same situation, and so on and so on. So every home can have an air purifier without turning any machine.
Wow, that's incredible. So basically, with this technology, you can apply the coating indoors, outdoors, and it just gets activated by sunlight. Or
By
do you need a
sunlight
special lighting in your home?
or UV light because sometimes we don't have windows. So we have to activate that with a UVA light. So there's three type of UV lights. So, but the UVA is the little less harmful than the other ones.
And how effective is this treatment or this technology against specifically coronavirus? Or do you already have research in which kind of bacteria or mold, or what is it? How does it behave best? Or how
Yeah,
is it?
about mold basically petrifies the mold. It basically
Wow.
it stops it immediately. Um, but about the bacteria, the viruses, we of course there's no studies yet about coronavirus. However, if you kill, you eliminate, destroy one molecules of any virus, this one is going to destroy whatever other virus. Uh, Dr. Prohaska, I like to mention that because he liked to say if you have a hot plate, it will destroy anything. Hot, let's say 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Uh-huh.
It will destroy anything that touches and it's going to destroy it. Now, you can imagine this having on the ceiling, but in a cold instead to be hot, but the equivalent is about having 30,000 degrees. So that's why destroy everything by contact.
Right, but it wouldn't, so that type of heat wouldn't hurt
But
humans.
that's not hurt. We can touch it, feel like nothing. It's feel like this. Touching it, nothing happens. We create some panels for the vehicles, and many people sometimes we like to buy some Chinese food or pizza or whatever. And if we leave it in the car for a couple of hours, then the car is going to smell. Some people smoke, and the car is going to smell. But this one helps you purify. As soon as you clean it, it remains clean and good air. So, and that is so important. We have a small meter to measure the air quality. And for example, in our car, we always have a good air quality because that helps even to eliminate emissions from other vehicles from outside. So those emissions are really bad. And that's why if every building is treated on the exterior walls,
Mhm.
it's helping to reduce greenhouse gases. So we will solve the problem with so much carbon dioxide because we reduces all the other gases, and all the other gases contains a lot of carbon dioxide. Just to give you a little example, a emissions of vehicles when we turn on the engine, fuel vehicles of course, it's not electric, but fuel vehicles, we turn on the engine and the emission comes out that contain nitrogen oxide.
Right.
Contain 288, 1 ton of nitrogen oxide contain 288 tons of carbon dioxide. When we ameliorate this nitrogen oxide to nothing or almost nothing, we ameliorate all this carbon dioxide into maybe 1 ton. What a
Wow.
big difference. So consequently reduces the heat. So it's another way also, besides, of course, we need to plant trees. It's necessary. We need the lungs for us to get clean air. But this one purifies the air and reduces heat. And it's kind of like, as I mentioned earlier, like having trillions of nano trees on every single facade.
Wow,
For
that's
yeah,
that's incredible to hear. And I never really thought of having, I never even heard of a technology that could work this way indoors. I mean, I'm definitely supporting planting millions of trees in our city and in our
Exactly.
world, but
It is beautiful. We can get a beautiful, clean world. At least what we used to see the other day, I was in Los Angeles last week, actually. We travel a lot, but we see the cities during the pandemic, how they reduce this type of contamination. Now that people start to go out, they need to work, they need to do things. Work. I'm going to talk in a second about work and
yeah.
reboost the economy. But we can reduce, of course, all these type of gases, at least a 50% of that, at least. I know there is more, but at least 50% less than that type of pollution, you can imagine is going to be beautiful air or way better air for all of us. Just one in meters is 1 square meter, let's say 10 square feet, just to make round numbers, is an equivalent for a in one day purify the air for one person to breathe for the whole entire year. So can you imagine if all of us we take the initiative and do that? For the interior, it's guaranteed, like people that is involved in the US Green Building Council, that they like to have their LEED certification,
Right.
gold, platinum. This one, the indoor air quality is going to help you to provide up to 28 points. So it's a good number to take the initiative. So it goes by point. When you get to 80, then you get platinum.
How open the United States market, in your opinion, or even cities to try this new technology? I mean, the MLK, that's a hospital that is relatively close to me, is in my area. It serves a lot of folks in my community. So, how open is for other places, other hospitals, I mean, other public buildings? I mean, in general, how
Yes.
do you see, how receptive are people right now to this new technology?
Okay. Um, it's a very extensive. Let me see if I can try to reduce with simple words. At this precise moment, we are working with great leaders, uh, leaders at the government level, that they are looking for something like this. what we have is this type of nanotechnology.
Mhm.
Uh, in about 30 minutes, we have, for example, a special conference. But the goal is this technology is helping to generate green jobs. Number one, it's going to generate millions of jobs. Just one contractor in LA is generating 200 jobs for one only contractor. It's a
Wow.
new technology. We're training people, so generating jobs is a key. Architects are paying attention at the moment, a lot, very close attention. Photocatalysis sounds rare because we never used it before, but it's very simple, similar to photosynthesis.
Mhm.
So plants produce oxygen. This one purifies air, eliminate all that. So generating jobs by having a better air quality in a restaurant or in a hotel or casinos or even hospitals or anything like that, public buildings, schools, the economy is going to be reboosting the economy because people is going to trust to go to a place.
Right.
Only one day you can come here to Las Vegas and you can see with your own eyes, and we can transmit from there to all the wonderful audience that you have. But
Oh, yeah, and I
yeah,
can also see, for example, places like restaurants,
yeah.
libraries, stores, supermarkets where I mean, restaurants, but supermarkets, you kind of have to go, to meet your
If,
needs and such.
right, supermarkets is a great thing to do. I ask you, all of you, the ones that are watching this, take a look at the ceiling. When you
Mhm.
see the vents, how horrible they are, filthy of viruses, bacteria, and you name it. Every single supermarket, including some fancy supermarkets that I have seen a few days ago, that it breaks my heart because they are contaminating everybody with chlorine, with water, acid water that is good for 1 minute, 10 minutes, and then vanish. I appreciate the efforts that people have, but going to different places and said, warning, especially in the state of California, this building has been treated to ameliorate coronavirus, but
Right.
we used some chemicals that might cause cancer. Come on, give me a break. You do one good thing in one side and the other thing is bad. So let's get serious, general community, government, private sector. Let's get serious and start to use available technology.
Uh-huh.
Why Japan? Why Japan? 30 years ago, they started the initiative to use photocatalysis and neutralize titanium dioxide.
Hmm.
They are using it, and if we look at the statistics, they have less cases on the amount of people in Japan for coronavirus than any other place. And they have near 120 something, 130 million people, and very few thousand deaths. It's sad, but mainly it was imported, not because the environment.
Hmm.
So we did it at the house. We treat houses with wonderful friends, good clients that uh, they like to cook like a Indian cuisine or even Japanese cuisine. That sometimes the odors are really strong. It's sometimes delicious, but it's very strong. After putting that, ameliorates that. So we are with this product, multifunctional product, FN-NANO, helping to purify the air, eliminating uh, viruses, bacteria, mite excrements, uh, you name it. People with asthma, they are using it. We treated the house of a wonderful lady. That one, she had problem with respiratory problems. Since we installed it the same day, she said, "Wow, I can breathe
Make
better."
a difference. And it's not harmful for humans or for people or children.
Not at all. Not for human, not for animals, not for your puppy or your any of your pets. Nothing. Not even if you have a cricket. It's not nothing is going to happen to him. or her.
So
So generating jobs is great, reboosting the economy is great, sustainable, in sustainable way. That is what we feel so proud about it. Made in USA,
That's
Nevada.
and that's important for a lot of us too. That is made locally and that can hire locally. If
Yeah.
someone wants to buy this product for their home, let's talk about the application, not the application so much as where. But if I want to have this product in my home, this coating in my home, do I go buy it at Home Depot? Do I need to order it online? Do I need a team of experts? Do I need to connect
Thank
with
you,
Macoma?
Aura. Thank you.
And you guys come and do it for me. How does that work?
Well, we are training contractors to do the job for you
Mm-hmm.
in your area. We are trying to train as many contractors as possible. We need to train contractors. In their case, it will have a fee because we want them to learn. Because when it's free, unfortunately, they don't pay really attention. It happens
Right.
already to us. However, we are planning to train the painters union. So that one is going to be free for the painters, for the unions, so they can be certified nanotechnology applicators, photocatalytic nanotechnology applicators. They need a certification, and the main reason, okay, going back to your question, but the main reason that they need a certification is the product is so novel that it's going to work no matter if you did a scratch, bad, horrible, but it's going to work. However, all of us, we are used to a beautiful makeup, look nice, pretty, just like you. and but the goal is to have a nice job that the finish looks like a nice, beautiful finish, and the coating is good for that. It's flat. We are recommending mainly white. 99.9% of the ceilings in the whole United States, any building anywhere, is white. So why to break our head to do colors? We can do it, yes, we can, but for now, it's an emergency, it's a pandemic. We love white, period, simple. The main reason is because the titanium dioxide is white. That's all, and absorb the light way better. That's the main reason. And so, in case if you need it, you want to buy it, you can get it through our website, which is macoma.us, macoma.us, and you can get it there. You can buy a gallon, but then please read the instructions because it's very important before you apply it to test a little bit if the paint that you have before, it could be oil based. If that
Uh-huh.
is oil based, it's going to smell like a brand new paint. You don't want to do it. You will have to do some special primer or a special sealant, etc. But
Okay.
it's easy to do
Basically, I
it.
can go to your website, but I have to be careful about if my ceiling is red or black or any other color that
If
wouldn't
you're
work.
still we have clients with ceiling that is was black.
Uh-huh.
So we come up, we give them an idea to use like a beautiful panels that he installed. He applied the coating, he add the UV light, became like a wow, a work of art, and it's
Amazing.
fantastic. It's
So,
fantastic.
okay, so this is a easy to use technology that you can kind of do it yourself, but preferably
Kind of.
you work with people that know what they're doing. I wouldn't be doing that personally because I just don't know. But
We
I
can
would
come and
definitely
do it
want
for
you
you.
to come to my home and do it if I wanted to do it at my home. But this is I wanted to invite you guys to talk about this technology because as we wait for a vaccine for COVID-19, there are other things that can help us with mitigating the effects of getting contact or getting infected with the virus. And I think that this is a great way I know that UV light, and I know that there are other people out there and other products that work with lighting so that it can also kill bacteria. But I just never heard of a product that you put a coating and is activated by UV.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's so it's very simple to do it, and in our website we have everything that we need. Sorry for my distraction. I apologize to all the friends. It's but yes, anybody can do it. Can do it really good job, and solving problems that they have. Even you or we have to do your home or your ceiling one of these days. Let us know when.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, the sooner is the better. Um, having feeling that you walk into your space and you notice the difference immediately, then that's the key. And you can tell all the friends, like the gentleman, the vice president at the Martin Luther King, the way that he said in that testimonial, video testimonial, that is great, and he got it among many other products. So, and they realized it, and they did some private test, third-party test, to see how much ameliorate virus, and they detect way less viruses in the rooms that it was treated than the other rooms in the hospital.
Wow.
So
So let's talk about cost. How expensive is this product in terms of cost to buy it or to apply it in,
yeah,
let's say, in a home?
let's say that you will apply yourself. Let's say that you will spend little less with everything that you need, little less than $500,
Mhm.
and you can apply at least in one or two rooms. If you want to spend more, you can spend more, but at least the most important room, something like 400 square feet.
Mhm.
Let's compare this. It's not the right way to compare. Let's see. If you buy an air purifier, it will cost you around $800.
Yeah.
But you need to spend X amount of cents per month of electricity, let's say $1 a month. So you're going to be spending another $12 a year. With this one, you don't need to spend that additional money. If you have a window that the sunlight gets inside the building, it's going to go, of course, diagonal. It's not going to go straight up. So that that doesn't happen. The planet is round. So the a normal client with all the utensils that you need to get, maximum $800 if you want to do it, $500 if you want to do it right. If some contractor is going to come and do it, probably is going to charge you between $2.50 to $3.50 per square foot. More or less, that's the average that I have seen with the contractors are working and buying product from us.
Got it. So
It's very economical.
it's an inexpensive way
Guaranteed for
to.
10 years. Sorry, Aura. It's
Oh
10
yeah,
years
so it
on
lasts.
top of that.
Uh-huh.
And last, the reality lasts forever. Titanium dioxide that's not decomposed.
Mhm.
So it's going to be forever if you don't hammer it or you don't try to break down the whole building. It's going to stay there for a long time. But the guarantee is 10 years.
10 years. Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, so this is good for the environment. This can clean the air. This can kill bacteria and viruses and mold. And viruses like the coronavirus is typically very inexpensive, and it's just a coating of kind of like a paint that is pretty magical to me for what I can, for what I can see. So,
Correct. Thank you, Aura. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. It's very inexpensive, and
and
and it's a great way to go with this type of a technology. It's great.
well, let us know how things work in MLK. That's again a hospital that is in my community. So I'm excited to hear that they're taking all these precautions and that they're using this new technology to to mitigate the effects of COVID-19 right now. Thank you so much for taking the time to speaking with me today and for sharing your knowledge and for having this product that, I mean, who wouldn't thought we're in this new normal, and more than ever, we need all the tools that we can get to fight this crazy virus.
Truth. And we have this novel tool that we don't have to have the problem that creating a warning. Plus, for Proposition 65, our product, it's compliant because none of the components, even though titanium dioxide, it will be one of the cancerogenous component if that is powder, but because our coating is liquid, is in solution, so then is not a problem with Proposition 65. Same thing with EPA, same thing with NIH, the FDA. So there's a lot of wonderful data, over 1,300 articles about this type of similar products. And just one more thing, if you give me a chance. Sorry about that. But people ask me, do you have competition? We can consider yes, more or less, but the competition, they don't reach the level of efficiency that the way that our coding has. In our coding is comparing titanium dioxide pure is 100% efficiency, killing, ameliorating gases, all that, killing bacteria, not killing people, and very sustainable. For that is 100%. For ours is 95%. When you see the competition, the competitors, they barely reach 7%, including the beautiful work that the Japanese community has done in a beautiful Japan. So they have no more than a 10% efficiency in comparison, tested by the ISO, the International Standard Organization.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. I think folks can see here your website if they want more information. I'll definitely be sharing more about what I learned today with my audience later on. And I hope that when you guys have some new stuff, you can come back and share more about your new inventions that are much needed right now in, in our community to fight, viruses and other bacteria. And I mean, you also told me about an application that I didn't even think about, which is if you're asthmatic, this can really help you clean the air, which is a incredible application and a resource to have, because I mean, unless you have an air purifier in your home, and not even that, sometimes it works, in your home to make sure
Yeah,
that
it is not enough. It is not enough, the air purifier. This one also eliminate the tiny particles that are called PM 2.5. I don't know if you're familiar with that, all the measurements, but eliminates the formaldehyde. That is, people sometimes they say, oh, I have a headache. You bought some brand new furniture and for certain reason you have a headache, or you change your carpet and you have a headache, or feel dizzy or whatever. Those are the emissions that this type of material has. But if you have this one, is helping to contrarrest that problem.
Beautiful.
So brand new paint, oh my God, it's a lot. So, but I don't have enough words to appreciate this type of job that you do. I've been telling you that via messages sometimes.
Thank you.
Really, Dr. Dr. Prohaska, he invented the beautiful battery that sometimes Lenka Somolova, our beautiful partner, she always shares something with you. And I have only 3 patents when our great partner, he has 200 patents. So I feel like a tiny baby in inventions. So,
well, thank you so much for sharing your invention with us. And I hope that we have you back at some time soon. And
anytime.
thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, Ara. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone.
Of course. And we'll talk very soon. So that was Dr. Ezekiel from Macoma. He was sharing with us their technology, their FN-NANO technology, which helps fight bacteria, viruses, mold with a coating that you can have in your home. So if you're curious, you can head to macoma.us and learn more about their beautiful work. And if you think that this information is helpful to you, or that someone that you know might benefit from knowing this information, please go ahead and share this live stream, like it, and tag someone that might benefit from learning more about this technology. So I hope everyone has a wonderful, Tuesday already, and we'll talk tomorrow with more COVID-19 updates this week. And tomorrow we're going to talk about testing with ready responders. We'll talk soon. Bye.